Science fiction movies have proved over the years to help show us what is possible. And the blockbuster Iron Man franchise starring Robert Downey Jr. is inspiring a Vancouver Island doctor to push the boundaries of what we know possible to help those with serious spinal injuries. Bruce Kirkpatrick reports.
In 1963, Stan Lee created Iron Man, and moving pictures were soon to follow. In case you haven't met Iron Man, he's Tony Stark, a superhero in Marvel Comics who suffered a chest injury and created a powered suit of armor to save his life. Ever since then, Iron Man has been the hero of millions, and he can be found in the basement of the McLaren building at the University of Victoria.
Within 20 or 30 years, I think we're going to be at the point where we'll have most of the technology in place for something like that.
Zer has just finished writing and publishing this book, Inventing Iron Man, the possibility of a human machine. And Professor Zer shows how flexing muscles creates impulses that could be transferred instantly to servo motors in a super being, super strong, an Iron Man.
I'm also really passionate about the popularization of science, and I've decided to take these pop culture icons like Iron Man and Batman and use them as a bridge to get information and science about how the body works. What other VR have you been using?
Zer still has to find a way to connect the technology with the body, to find a way to implant sensors in the brain that send signals to muscles and tell an arm or leg or neck what to do. The bottom line is
rehabilitation and the actual use that some of these devices we have now and that we might have in the future would actually have for people who've had, say, a stroke or a spinal cord injury, and how they could get around better rather than for war.
There are already devices to help those who need it most, such as this device Czech News profiled with Adam DeLevy. It's called a Locomat at a Victoria physiotherapy clinic. Iron Man science would improve on this in Zer's lab, which is part of the UVIC School of Exercise, where he teaches postdoctoral students.
If I could be a bionic woman, I would like to be one.
And you would use that for medicine?
Yep, that's right, and maybe some personal gains as well, running faster.
The stroke and the rehabilitation side of things, and I think that's where the majority of this might be useful, in the more immediate future.
Fiction? Maybe not for long, as a UVIC scientist wiretaps the nervous system with a view to realizing the Golden Avenger for real. Not flying, perhaps, but healing and helping.